Students, the living world adaptation and classification. In continuation with this lesson, today we will see the adaptations in the animals, those living in the desert region. Okay, so you know that desert region inside. First, main animal we are look means when we say the which animal living in the desert, the firstly we are taking the name of the camel. So here, which adaptations are there in the camel? Otherwise, other animals to live in the desert region that we are looking now. So adaptations in the desert animals. Deserts are characterized by the severe scarcity of water. In desert, what is there is a scarcity of the water. Hence, the desert animals have a thick skin to prevent loss of water. So there, these animals' skin is very thick, and due to this, what happens? The water which is there in its body, it will not evaporate, or it's a loss of water will be prevented. Their legs are long. If you see the animal, see the legs are long, and due to this what happens with flat and cushioned soles. If you see the camel's feet are showing here, they have they are flat, and the cushion means how it is there, they are soft, and due to this what happens in the sand they can walk properly due to this structure of the paws. So cushion soles, the nostrils are protected by the folds of skin. Now we will see the nostrils here. It is not looking, but actually the nostrils have the flap like covering on his nose, and due to this what happens, the sand from that desert region will not enter in the respiratory tract due to that folded skin on the nose. The eyelashes are long and thick. Why? The eyelashes are very long and the thick, and due to this what happens, the that sand also not enters on the eyes. Then afterwards they told you the rat folds of the skin, eyelashes are long and the thick. Due to this what happens, sand not enter. So next it is rat, snakes, spiders, lizards in the desert live in the deep burrows. For what purpose they are living in the deep burrows? In this region there is a morning time, at night time there is a cold situation is there, okay, little bit, and the full day there is a high temperature, and to live in that temperature what happens, these animals, they are living deep burrows inside during the daytime and active at night, means they are what happens, they are catching their prey at the time of night. Okay, so these are the adaptations in the desert animal, and which characteristics are there. Their body has a thick, underline this, thick skin, okay, and for what purpose? To prevent the loss of water. The legs are flat and cushioned, okay, the nostrils are protected by the folds of skin, and afterwards eyelashes are long and the thick. So these are the characteristics are present in the animals, those who are living in the desert, and due to this what happens, due to this adaptations, they are living in the region where there is a scarcity of the water, and due to this what happens, to adjust with that temperature, with that environment, these adaptations are seen in the body of these animals. After that we'll see the next, that is the adaptations in the animals of snowy region. If you see the difference between the pictures of this and this, you will notice that here this animal, that is the, it is with the thick hairs, and if you see this also animal, then it has a thick, what happens, there is a fur is there, or thick hairs are there on their body, okay. And if you compare this with the animals which are living in the desert, they doesn't have the hairs on their, too much hairs on their body. Why is this so? So for this the hairs are there, and that protects this animal, these hairs or this fur protect these animals from the extreme cold, extreme cold at that temperature. When we think about the desert, there is a extreme hot temperature is there, and in the snowy region the temperature is nearly 0 degree or below that 0 degree also it's there, and to live in that such a cold region, these animals body grows hairs very fastly, and what happens, its body get covered, and due to this what happens, these animals can live in that region. So see here, from the internet download the images of animals like yak, polar bear, white fox, silver fox, okay. So silver fox, you will notice that these animals have what? Silver fox, mountain goat, Siberian husky dog, snow leopard. Just compare these images, those similar animals from the tropical forest. So which similarity is there? They have a thick hairs on their, thick and long hairs on their body. A white and silver body color. Which color is there? White and silver body color. Why the body color is white and silver? To protect these animals from their predators, means protect themselves from the predators. Means what happens, due to the what happens, the white and silver body get mixed into the snow color, and due to this what happens, these animals cannot get identified by the predators, like predators, and so they have the silver and white, they have the thick and long hairs on their skin. These typical characteristics are found in the region of the animals, those living in the snowy region. Okay, after that we will see the adaptations in the aerial animals. If you see the aerial animals, then you will understand that all birds are included in the aerials. Okay, so first of all, these aerial animals are, see here, what is the main difference between the vehicles on the road and the aeroplane? So main difference is the vehicles, they are running on the roads, while the aeroplanes are there, they are running on the air. Okay, so see the spindle shape. So what is the difference? You see the square shape or rectangular shape. The rectangular shape of the vehicles is present, and that of the aeroplane structure is, it is like that. I will show you, wait. So these animals, when we see the vehicle, they are most square shape, rectangular shape it's there, and the aeroplane structure is the spindle shape, means they are tapering towards the both the ends. This type of structure is seen in the aeroplane. So the spindle shape body of the bird's body is also spindle shape. Okay, so the spindle shape of the body of birds is minimized to resistance the air with the flying, while they are flying. So whenever they are flying in the sky, their spindle shape body helps this animal to fly properly in the air with hollow bones. Their bones are hollow. If the bones are thick like us, then what happens, the body weight will increase, and it is very difficult to these animals to fly in the to, to fly to fly so to fly in the air. And see here again, what is the hollow bones, the body is covering with the feathers, and modification of four legs into the wings. Means how we have the two hands and two legs, other animals have four legs, same way they also have the two legs, and two legs are converted into these two wings. Okay, so this modification is seen in the birds to live inside in the to fly in the air. Okay, their body is light in weight, so body weight is very less and adapted, and it is adaptation for the flying. Okay, now these adaptations are seen in the animals, those living in the air, or mostly the birds inside. So what is the main we seen that is the spindle shaped body. Okay, which is the main characters we see, that is the spindle shaped body. Underline this all of you. Then afterwards, and for what purpose, to minimize the weight of the body. Due to this what happens, they can fly properly. And again here they have the hollow bones are there, bones are hollow. After that, body is covered with the feathers, and modifications of four legs into the wings. These are the main modifications are seen in the birds. Okay, and for what purpose it is there, to fly into the air. Okay, after that the body resists to the light weight. Afterwards they told you the body of insects also, have the light in weight. So these are light in weights, and tapers at both the ends. Insect body is also how it is there, light in weight and tapers at the both ends. They can fly with the two pairs of the wings, okay, like the insects inside, how house flies there, mosquitoes are there, so their body is also what, it's light in weight. You seen that mosquitoes weight is very less, that house flies is also, and that is taper towards the both end, means structure is like the this only, in this way structure is there. And afterwards what they can fly with the two pairs of wings and also walk with the six stick like legs, and their legs are stick like this type of legs are present, they are joining with the appendages are there, we are saying, means small sticks for, we are looking like the small sticks are stick two together and it forms the leg. So bats can fly with the help of pentagium. Pentagium means the bats wings are called as a pentagium. Why? Because it has a thin fold up skin between the four legs and the hind leg. So this pentagium is there, and due to this what happens, they can fly in the air. Okay, so observe the various birds and insects in your surrounding. Now, so if you see this structure, this is the legs of, this is leg of this this bat, and this fold up skin is present in between the body, abdomen and this wing, and so this is called as a pentagium of the bat. Okay, so just now I shown you that how the bats can fly with the help of pentagium, and the thin fold up skin is present in between the four legs and the hind legs, and these various birds you have to observe an insect in your area. After the arboreal animals, we will see adaptations in the aerial or animals, we will see the adaptations on in the animals, those who are living in the region, those are reptiles, means they cry, they scroll or the creep on the land. So observe from a distance how snake, earthworm creep, how they are this snake and this, wait, I will show you how they are creeping. Now all of you watch how these earthworm and snake creep on the road. So see. So in this way they are creeping on the ground. So now in video we seen how the snake and earthworm creeps, which organ do they use for the creeping, then their whole body what happens is using there for the creeping, or they have any special changes for that purpose. So body is what happens, they for, if we consider with the earthworm, it what happens, it has a appendages on his body. So what happens, by contracting and relaxing their body, what happens, it moves from one place to another. And that of snake, what happens, it moves his body, as then what happens, it covers the distance. Not such any changes. Animals like house lizard, then garden lizard, crocodile use their muscles for the creeping, they are using the muscles. So these animals also what happens, earthworm otherwise snake, they are using the muscles for the moving. Okay, then similar they have the adaptations of the skin, sore of feet. Okay, so they have the adaptation in skin, sole of feet. Okay, they have the sole of feet adaptation in the skin also, and sole of feet, and body color etc. Body color inside what happens, they get adjusted, means there if we take the example of salamander, it will come inside it only, and what happens, it changes its color as per environment. Okay, so their color is exactly matching with the environment. Okay, after that, for example, the house lizard and the Monitor lizard have the clawed toes and skin soles, whereas snakes have the scaly skin. And this, if you zoom this and if you observe the picture, you will see that there is a scales on the body of these snakes. Okay, so these kinds of adaptations are seen in the animals who are reptiles. Okay, after that, new part, next part of the lesson we will see in our next lecture. Okay, thank you.